Recording. Well, good afternoon, everyone. Once again, I consulted the chairman regarding the schedule of our test. We cannot have it on November 8th because November 8th is the deadline of all grades for the first batch of students, and a big majority of our class belong to the first batch. So anyway, we will have it on November 3 to 5, and all programming assignments are due on November 3. I've already posted all programming assignments now. What you will do is you will pass your script file in Dagler and launch your actual web page on W3 space. Okay, because I'm going to check how your program runs in W3 spaces. Now I've looked at several web pages that have been launched already by many of your classmates. No, so not all of you have submitted anyway. No, so November 3 tayo, no? 3 to 5 most probably, no? 3 days, so you can have retakes if you like, and then I will submit your grade on November 8th. Okay, the coverage of your grade, by the way, will be 30% from the programs. Okay, there are 4 programs that you are going to submit, and 70% from the summative test. Now, the rubrics for the programs doesn't matter. What I'm looking for is the accuracy of your computations. No, all programs need to compute something, and if you compute, the aesthetics is not that much for me because it's mostly programming, no, not web page development. Okay, although it's part of the process. Okay, any questions so far? So if you look at our sites, let me look at some of the pages that have been launched. Have you launched everything already? Hope every one of you launched. Now, make sure you have launched your website because it is a requirement for the, aside from being a part of the grade, no, it's a requirement for taking the summative test. You will not be allowed to take the summative test without the launch website, okay? Okay. May GPM na ako sa Messenger, sir. Yes, it's regarding the exam. I've received it already. No, please email me, no, because my Messenger is overcrowded. Okay, it's really overcrowded, and please just email me. I will adjust all scores. No, anyway, I've done. I'm still. I need to take time. No, okay, I need to take time because yeah, I'm also finishing other exams. No, so I know there are questions that need to be corrected. There are about 3 items. I'm going to give you a free score on all those items, okay? But I cannot do that today, no? Maybe during the weekend. Okay. Please do not PM me on my messenger because I can hardly respond there because it's overcrowded. It's really flooded with a lot of things, no? It's not just my friends, my families, no? My students, my clients, so many, no? So it's chaos there. It's very chaotic if you PM me there, okay? You're adding to the chaos that's there. Okay? I'm sorry, no? So anyway, these are some of your web pages, no? Some have created elaborate web pages, no? You can you can Google from W3 schools, no? Templates for you to start your web page. Let me show you an example for that, no? Anyway, let me look at some of your web pages, no? Hindi pa kompleto, no? So I'm not sure how many of you here have ano. Okay. Kasi ano hindi naman dito kasi it's not here. Mercado. Na nakita ko na ito is from another class. Remorelas is not here. Let me check, no? Maghanap ako ng from Lianto Clarde. So wala pang nag-submit. Okay. Did somebody from your group already submit? Okay. You create your Ariama Asombrado is not from here. Angeles. Okay, Angeles is from here. Let's look at your web page. And Utara, okay? Okay, Utara. Who do we have? Tanduyan is from here, so let's look at your attempt. Bumagal, no? Ayaw niya, it may not like to open the page separately, no? So ito, no? Aranyas. Let's look at this page. Okay, so there it is, no? You can look at the web source by right-clicking on a blank space and then view page source. Okay, there it is. There's a welcome to the website using a P and website moment using H1. Okay, and then there's an H1 with an alignment, no? More elaborate alignment. Okay, and that's what you see there. Okay, what's this? I love it. I love ITC. And what do you love it for? Anyway, a lot of things, I'm sure, no? So here it is. Now I love ITC. Where's the I love ITC here? Website moment. I'm sure it's a P, no? Or maybe there's a P body. Welcome website moment. And then where's that? Website moment. Welcome to the website. Okay. How did you do that? No. Let me I have to look at this. No, I think it's this image URL. No, ito yun, no. It's just a URL which you must have written somewhere in your site. No, ayun, no. No. Okay, so very good, starting site there, no. And then do we have yeah, MB Aranas ito. And then let's look at another. This is Yasir Otara. Okay, let's look at that, no. Hello. Okay, so if you look at the page, there's a P, most probably a P or an H, no. There's an H there, no? Hello, H1. Okay, so that's Yasir Otara's page. Let's look at another one from Tanduyan, no? Miles Rowan. Okay. Naka-record na ba tayo? Yes. Let's look at that, no? Okay, that's simple, no? That's the initial page that you could get, no? Now, if you like, no, an elaborate page to start with, even without understanding how it's done, no, you can go to W3 schools and look for a template. Okay. You can search for CSS templates. Okay. Web design. Hindi ito ano, no? Web templates, web page templates. No? W3 schools. Ito, W3 CSS templates. Okay. So there are the different templates. Okay. For example, you can do a demo and you can do a try it yourself. Blog templates is a food blog template. No? There's a cafe template. Okay. Which one do you like? No? You want something with a menu? Don't know. I think this one is, we can click try it yourself. And then, yeah, we'll just copy the whole thing. Okay. So if I'll go to my W3 spaces. Okay. And then I log in. I think it automatically logs in based on your previous logged in. Okay. And then you can show your files. You can edit. I'm going to show you. I'm just going to show you this. Okay. I have a backup right with this. Okay. Save and then do a preview. So this is okay. Maganda na siya, no? So you can have here your assignments. Meron pa siyang more assignments. Now do you follow? Okay. Okay. Do you follow? Maybe we can use this. Okay. You can have home. Okay. You can have this. Okay. Maybe we can use this. Okay. Let's view the web page. The view source. So basically it's a drop down, right? So there's the title, merchandise, no? Okay. Sige, I'll use this, no? And then I'll put in the assignments, no? Okay. Let's call it. Let me just edit this, no? Problema, may mga scripts na siya. It's okay, no? It's okay. We'll just add a function to the script. Okay. May mga scripts na siya, okay? I'll try to look at this later, no? Kasi mukhang maganda, no? Okay, kasi we can have this programming examples. Examples. Okay. So save. Okay, so I have this here, no? Okay. They follow. We can have two files later here, no? Okay. Any questions so far? No. So yeah, we can have a home here. Okay, that's index.html. So let's go back to our main lesson. Okay. So you have your pages. You can go to W3 CSS templates. No, you can look for templates. You can start. You can copy it blindly. No, it doesn't matter. Okay, we'll try to tweak it ourselves. No, hindi naman. It's not that difficult to tweak a web page. Okay. So let's go back to our main topic. Okay. So last meeting I've introduced you to the basic components of an HTML. So you have to start with doc type, and then the HTML tag, and then the end HTML tag. You also have to start with a body and end with a body. Okay. Bakit ang bagal ng Dagler? Dagler has slowed down. Okay, and it's even gone for a while now. Anyway. Okay. So let's make a basic web page for basic input and output, no? Something that we ask for add two numbers, okay? Do you follow? So here's an example of okay. add two numbers. It will ask for a number, no, and then a first number, a second number, and then compute the sum. Okay, we have three versions here. No? Here's the first version. Okay, ang daming advertisement lang. No? So it's anyway. Okay lang. Talagang ganun, dyan sila kumikita, no? So this is add two numbers. So we have an H1, okay, to add a header, okay, using prompts. Okay, there are two JavaScript functions, no, called prompts and alerts. An alert will ask for, will just give a message, no, and then a confirm will ask for an okay and cancel. Do you follow? Do you follow? And a prompt will ask for a value. Okay, what we have here is a button. Aside from, I put a button, click compute the sum. Okay, and then to start a JavaScript, you have to include it in a script tag and an end script tag. You can start it within the body, in the header or the footer. Do you follow? Do you follow? And then you start typing functions. Now, how do you name a function in C# or C++? You have a data type, no? Void plus plus, no? In JavaScript, you start with the name function and the name and the assigned function name, like click btn. Now, on our HTML, we have added a button and we have an event handler called onClick, okay, which means that when this button is clicked, it is going to call the click btn function from JavaScript. Okay, and the title of the button is compute the sum. Okay, we have this declaration. No, we declared A, B, and X and Y. A are strings, A and B are strings. We don't assign data types because JavaScript, as compared to C++, is typeless. No, so there are only three types, by the way. No, strings, numbers, and booleans. Basic data types, no, strings, numbers, and booleans. And the type that is assigned depends on the value that you assign to it. You can either use var or let. And like in C++, no, all lines should be terminated by semicolons. Now the assignment statement is also done by equals, no, or you can also use let. No? When you say A, prompt the first number, it will ask for a number, and B, prompt the second number. Then X is parse int A. Parse int is a built-in function in JavaScript which converts a string to int. So X and A and B are converted to X and Y so that we can compute the sum. Let X equals Z equals X plus Y. And then we do a document.write. What is a document.write? A document.write is a JavaScript function that will add to your existing tags, no? Existing tags right after the script, no? Right after the last tag. The last tag here is a button. So after the tag, it will have an H2, the sum is. Okay, and then we'll have an ahref. An ahref tag is a link tag. Do you follow? It's in our, no, Dagler. A link tag will allow you to transfer browsing to another page. So index.html is the home page. So ahref, the name of the destination, which is in index.html, and the label to the tag. No? /a is the end tag for ahref. Okay, do you follow? Okay, so the name is, this is the name. So now let me copy this. Okay, and let me make this as one of my examples. No? Do you follow? So I will edit my index.html file. It's here, no? I will edit this. I will remove the other examples, no? Because these are not needed anyway. No? So I will say, I will add it here. No, I've copied it. Okay, so I'll say add two numbers. Version 1. Sorry, no? Version 1. Using prompts. Okay, and save this. So take note that this is an ahref tag, which means this is a link tag, which will open this HTML every time the link is clicked. Any questions so far? Any questions? So to illustrate this, let's run this. No? I'll just refresh. Now take note, no? Ito na siya, add two numbers. Okay, version 1 using prompts. Let's click this. Okay. So we have compute the sum. Okay, this is the first prompt. This is the prompt for a type the first number. So let's say 25. You click OK. No. Type the second number. This is the second prompt. You click so you type, so let's say 67, and you click OK, and then it computes. The sum is 92, and then there's a go back to home page. Why is that? Let's look at the the script again. Okay, so here it is. Not the prompt. It asks for the first number, the second number, computes the sum, and displays the message. No, it displays the message. The sum is 92. It clears the screen anyway. Okay, it clears the screen because it's an on click. No, and then we write an ahref to be able to go back to the home page. So when he clicks the home page, okay, we're back again to our main home page. Okay, you follow? It's up to you to edit this. Okay, and then you remove there are no images. These are blank images. You can just delete this. Can we just delete that anyway? No. Index X pala ang i-type para hindi siya magbalik. No? Itong images na to. Okay. Because I'm not sure why it's not there. No? You just remove this. You can click rather, no? Put your own image, no? There's a width and a height. So you can put your picture there. Okay. Put your picture there in your website. Okay. And save and X. So, wala na yun dito, no? You follow? Okay, so now I have my JavaScript examples. Any questions so far? There's a new message. Somebody's coming in. So what if kung video? What do you mean video? Sando yan?
Yung maglagay sa ano sir, web page sir. Like paano yan sir?
It's just a URL to ano. Okay, you want an href to a URL? So say, do we have a sandali lang ha. I'm not sure to embed, but it's not recommended to upload a video, no? Do you follow? I usually upload it to YouTube. Okay? Do you follow?
Okay sir.
What is a tag? A video tag in HTML. There's for sure there's a video tag, no? Ito no, video tag. Okay, do you follow? Do you follow? Tanduyan.
Yes sir.
Yung video tag, oh. It's also in W3 schools. You can try it yourself. That's how it goes. But the problem with this is you will upload the video, the MP4 to your site. Do you follow?
Yes sir.
Ano yan? Baka hindi magkasya, no? Because we are only limited to how many? 5 MB. Okay? But you can try small videos. There's the video tag, okay? Now, if you upload your video in YouTube, the way I do, you can just use the ahref, no? Okay? So anyway, have you done HTML in high school? Everyone? Who has not done HTML in high school? So anyway, the basic tags are doc type, HTML, okay, body. Okay, it's in our in our course, the basic HTML. Okay, so when you do HTML, if you have a begin tag, you have to terminate it with an end tag. So for example, if you have a body, you will have an end body. If you have HTML, you will have an end HTML. Okay, the recommended site if you want to learn HTML is always W3 and tutorials point. Kaya ang daming ano, but nowadays the W3 has become very popular because at the same time it allows you to launch a web page the way we do it, no? Okay? Do you follow? So meron tayo dito, no, basic HTML. Okay? Now, here it is, no? Okay. So here are the examples. How do we embed a JavaScript? We start with a script tag and end with end script tag. Okay? They follow. It's in our course, no? Here. Nandito. Script tags, okay? HTML script tags. This allows you to embed a JavaScript program. Medyo mabagal ang diagram ngayon. Okay, but we can depend on here's the example, no? Do you follow? Okay. So the get by element ID is a function in JavaScript that allows you to access an element in your HTML. Okay? What is an element? A label, an H1 is an element, no? A P is an element. You can assign it an ID so that you can get the element inside the JavaScript and change the properties of the element. Okay, I'll show you an example later, no, shortly, no. Do you follow? Now, let us create a function, the second version, which is we using inputs and labels, no. So input tag. What is an input tag? An input tag is a tag for you to ask input from a user. In C#, or rather in C++, the nearest equivalent is scanf, no? Scanf. Have you tried scanf, everyone? Everyone? Diba? You're doing C++, right? Some of you are doing Python. Okay, scanf. So it's like this. You'll say input. You assign it an ID. Okay. So it's like assigning a variable name. So this input is called N1. Okay. The name is also N1. These are two properties that should be unique, no? You assign it an ID and a name. You can access an element either by its ID or a name or its name. And the type is number. Okay. And so the label for N1 is the first number. Okay. And then you have a second input with an ID of N2. And the label is second number. Okay. And then we have a button called compute sum. And then on click, we call the JavaScript function called compute sum. Okay. And then we have a label for sum. No? Dito natin ilalagay ang label ng sum. And the input ID of another input ID which is read only. So that this will look like it's an input text, no? And then we have an end paragraph, no? And after the paragraph we have a break, and then we have a reference or a link back to the home page. And then we start our JavaScript so that we can write the compute sum. Okay, so here it is, no? Let me run this first. Okay, let me run this first. So wala pa, no? So anyway, sana yun. Ilalagay ko muna siya. I'm going to put this to my index.html. Okay. I'm going to have I'm going to copy this. I'm going to have another href. So I will have a menu. a second line in the menu. Okay. Add two numbers v2. That's version 2. Okay. Add two numbers version 2. This is using HTML inputs and labels. Okay. I'll go back to that and explain it how it works later, no? Basta ganito muna, no? So I'll save this. And then let's go to version 2, no? This is our version 2 code. Okay, so let me refresh this. So now I have a version 2, okay? The main difference is instead of using prompts, I have this is my N1. Okay, this is the label for N1. This is my N2. This is the label for N2. This is the compute button. Okay, and after that, this is the sum. This is an input which is in read only. Do you follow? And this is the reference back to home page. So let's just type, for example, 34 plus 1344. We say compute sum. So now it displays the 378. Take note, this is just an input which is in read only. Okay, it'll say 45 and then say compute sum. Okay, do you follow? So you see the difference. This looks like more. It's more realistic, no? Because inputs and labels. My mali, no? Okay, using using inputs and labels. Okay, do you follow? Do you get my point? So let's look at the code right now, no? So after the first input is N1, the second input is N2. I have assigned a label for N1. You do that by saying label for N1, and then you have an end label tag. Okay, so labels and inputs are pairs. Okay, so a label for N2, second number, and the input ID is N2, the name, and the type is number. And then I have a button called compute sum. Okay, which is the one which appears here. Ito. Okay, this is the button. Now, you can easily view the code, no? If you have this, you can easily view the code by right-clicking on a blank part and then view page source. That's the same that you get. Okay? Do you follow? Any questions so far? Okay. So this is the P tag. Remember, we have this is the first paragraph. The second paragraph is the paragraph for the sum, where we have an input named sum, and the type is number. Do you follow? And we have an index.html, which is a link back to the home page. Now, the on click of the button is compute sum, which is written in our script. Okay, so this is compute sum, function compute sum. So how do we retrieve the value of N1? Because we are going to add N1 and N2. You use the function get element by ID. Okay, now you have to multiply it by 1 because get element by ID, that value will return a string. Okay, multiplying it by 1 will convert it into an integer without you having to use parse int or parse float. Okay, that's the easier way. So we get a document. So X now will receive whatever N1 has. Y will receive whatever N2 has using get element by ID. Do you follow? No? So it's like a C++ code, which is terminated by a semicolon. We disregard this, no? Okay, disregard this. Then we compute the sum. Let z equals x plus y. Take note that let at the same time declares z as a variable. I haven't declared it at the top, but you can do in code declaration where declarations are inside, no? Internal to the code, not just at the beginning. Okay, and then we display the result using get element by ID inner.html. What will this thing do? It will assign this label that the sum of x and y is. Okay, okay, okay. So the sum label, where is the sum label? Here is the sum label. Ito, no? For each element in our HTML, we assign an ID so that we can retrieve it as a variable in JavaScript. Okay. So for example, the input ID here has an ID name. So I can say get element by ID sum, and the value is Z. Z is the sum of X plus Y. So it's like the HTML is our writing pad, no? And JavaScript is our program. Our output will be shown in the HTML. Do you follow? I hope you follow, no? My page will always be there, no? So I will always, you can always view this anytime you like. Okay, so ito na. So this is the first number, 2, 3, 4. You compute sum. So take note, no? This is sum label. Okay, this is N1, this is N2. And this is the reference back to the home page. Okay? Any questions? So it's good to use a template, no? You can just change this later, no? I'll change this later myself, no? Because there's an image here. Oh. Let me remove that image. It's just an image tag, no? Anyway, it's just an image tag. You will just have to look for the image tag itself, no? Most probably it's this. May mga slides pa pala ito, no? So ang band is another nav bar. No? Okay. We'll just remove all images, no? So a div is a division, no? A div is a division. It's like a collection of paragraphs, okay, or other elements. A div is a portion, is a division in your a div is a division in your web page. But we will discuss that later, no? Okay. So there are so many things to learn. But you will have 1 semester of this, no? What we'll only discuss today are the basics, no? Let's save this. Wala na yung wala na yung image. I'm sorry. Okay. Any questions so far? Now, let me show you another version, no? Another version, something which has no compute button, because we have here a compute button which triggers the computation of the sum. What we'd like to do is something which automatically computes the sum as you edit. It's called on editing execution, no? Okay, it's an event which is done while the input is being edited. Okay, do you follow? Any questions so far? Okay. So I have here a version 3. Let's edit this. So it's the same HTML. You have a label N1, an input ID N1, a label N2, an input ID N2. You have a sum label which tells us the sum is, and the sum itself, no, which is a read-only input. Okay, and we don't have a compute button. Do you follow? And we have a reference back to home page. However, we have a script function, the same script function called compute sum, where we get N1, get N2, okay? And then we compute the sum by Z is equals X plus Y. we get the element by ID of sum label to say the sum of the first and the second number is, and output the sum using get element by ID sum. How do we fire this? Now we will add the properties on key up on each input. For example, on key up of N1, we will add this property on key up compute sum. For N2 also we'll say on key up compute sum. What is on key up? The moment you press a key on the keyboard, when you release it, that's on key up. That's when the sum is computed. Do you follow? So let me edit the index first. So I will have my third version. There are, okay, the third version here. ahref. No? Add two numbers version 3. Okay. Automatic sum. And it calls add two numbers v3. I'll click save. Then I'll have to show this because close this because we'll concentrate on this code. Okay. Let's go back home and then let's refresh. I think it's so that we'll have a new copy. And then these are my programming examples. This is automatic sum computation. Okay, so there, take note, we don't have a compute button anymore. We say 2, 3. So take note, it computes the sum right away. So for example, if I say 5, so it now computes that value at 23, 34, it computes it right away. Take note, so JavaScript is an event handler. So you can say on click and then on key up. These are the two events which you can assign on an input or a button. Okay, and you can manipulate using a JavaScript function. No? Do you follow? Do you follow? So you can look at the page, the code, by going to that, and then right clicking and then view page source. That's the same code that I have shown you. Any questions so far? No. Okay. So now let me show you your assignments. Okay, so that you can start working. Other people have started working on this already. Okay, on their web page. You submit the HTML file in Dagler and you launch the program in your W3 spaces. Do you follow? Any questions so far? No. So these are your assignments. No? Okay. Now you can also do this using, okay, I'll extend the deadline, okay? But you must create your web page, your website. So tomorrow is the deadline. I'll extend it until November 3. Okay. This will be part of your final grade, no? 30% will be taken from the 4 programs. So simple computations in JavaScript. You can do this also in Visual Studio Code, okay? So you are going to write a function that will convert Fahrenheit to Celsius, Celsius to Fahrenheit, meters to feet, feet to meters. You can either use input symbols, or input tags. You can use prompt tags, It depends to you. It depends on how you do it. Now let me show you an example which I've done, okay, in using input tags. Do you follow? Do we run this? Ano? Launch. There's a command called launch. View command line, view appearance. Go. Let's run this in our run this in our current current browser. No? Command appearance. I think there's a shortcut. No? I forgot how to run this. No? It's Visual Studio Code. No? I just ran this morning. I haven't been using this since I've used W3 spaces. Okay. No, dito yata no. This is a split copy. Anyway, let me just put this in my put this in my and then delete this. Ayokong I'm sorry, I don't like to run this there because you will see the code. I think it's here. Save. Sorry na, nakalimutan ko na. Let me just Google that. No? Visual Studio Code. Control Shift P. Okay. Control Shift P or F1. Is it F1? F1. No. Okay. Ito. Open with live server, no? Yan, okay. This is what I'd like you to do, no? This is the computations, no? So convert Celsius to Fahrenheit. You can use inputs if you like. So these are using prompts. So for example, the Celsius value is 100, and then I click OK. So it converts 100 to 212. Okay, let's convert 212 back to Celsius. So the Celsius value from Fahrenheit is 100 meters to feet. So let's say 1 meter, it's 3.8 feet, and convert feet to meters. So let's say 3 feet. Okay, that's the equivalent in meters. Do you follow? Okay, so this is the first program. Okay, that is the first program. Okay, ang problema nito, paano ko na ito close. Okay. Let me just close that in my task manager. Okay. Now, what's the second? This is due on November 3, okay? All due on November 3. The second is about factorials. Okay, I think it's factorials, no? Okay. No, it's income tax calculator pala, no? Income tax calculator. Because this is about if then else, no? If then else, because if you are anong oras ba tayo? Baka sobra na tayo, no? 1:30 to 3. If you're working, no, as a citizen, if you are a Filipino with the working Filipino, whatever you earn, you will pay a percent for your income tax for the government. No? So this is a table which I've taken from bir.gov.ph. No? This is your annual income. If your annual income is 250, you don't have to pay any tax. If your annual income is between 250 to 400, okay, you will have to pay 20% of the excess of 250,000. Do you follow? And if your income is 400,000, between 400,000 to 800,000, you have to pay an income tax which is 30,000 plus 25% of the excess of 400,000. So this is an application with if then else, no? Okay, something, the if then else structure of JavaScript is identical with that of C++. So if you have 800,000 to 2 million, 150,000 is the tax plus 30%. Now, let me open that, no? If I have an, no? Okay. JavaScript. Okay. So I have income tax calculator. Do I have wala pala, no? No, this is just open folder, no? Income tax calculator. Select folder. Okay. So this is the income tax calculator HTML. Okay, ito yon. And then I can run this in live server. Okay. It's like this. For example, if my income is 240,000, okay, you compute the income tax. So your income tax payable is 0. Okay. For 300,000, you'll have to pay 20%, no? 30,000 by 300,000. Okay. Compute income tax. You're supposed to pay 20% of the excess of 250. So let's say you have 1 million. Okay. Okay. Do you follow? Okay. That's the income tax calculator program. Okay. And then you will have a third. The third, which is natural numbers, no? The factorial, okay. What will it do? It will compute the factorial, the average, and the sum, just like we did in our previous exercises, no? Do you follow? So natural numbers 1. Let's run this. Okay. Shall we say 10 numbers, no? Show numbers. These are the 10 numbers. Okay? Mag-generate siya ng random numbers. Hindi maganda, no? Let me try to open a third version. Okay, let's run this. Okay. So we'll say 10. I-sort lang niya, no? Okay. But what do we have? But in your case, no? Print and natural numbers lang kasi. Let's open a different folder. Okay. Okay. So wala nang iba, no? Okay. So anyway, the third program that you will do is to generate n numbers, random numbers, and then compute the sum and average and the factorial. Okay, there's a factorial computation anyway, no? And the last program is the payroll program. Okay, the payroll program is like a shopping cart. Let's have a shopping cart. Ganito, no? Shopping cart version 3. Maganda na ito. Ito lang. Okay, simple shopping cart, no? So you will choose an item. Okay, shall we say hot dog? How many you'd like to buy? The unit price of a hot dog, how much is that? Shall we say 50 pesos? Okay, and then you say add to cart. So you now have hot dog, which is 2, and the total is 500. It's 100. You will add toothpaste. Shall we say 3 toothpaste with 10 pesos each? You add to cart. So now you will have the shopping cart. Okay. I'm going to show you the example, and then you will write the payroll program. But the payroll program will ask for the number of days, the daily wage rate, and the pay date, the payroll. Okay, for each employee. I'm going to explain to you as soon as we have discussed this. Okay. Any questions so far? Any questions so far? Okay. So first assignment, no? JavaScript program to convert temperatures from Fahrenheit to Celsius, Celsius to Fahrenheit, meters to feet, and feet to meters. It's up to you whether you use input labels or you will just use JavaScript prompts. Okay. So let me extend the quiz. With our pace, I think we will be able to finish this whole thing. And you will be able to write simple web pages and even elaborate web pages if you like. And launch them. Now you can download your Visual Studio Code, and we will, if you have time, we will discuss how to use it. But for the moment, you can use any, editor, and then you can launch it in W3 spaces. You can have it launched. So hanggang November 3, no? Okay. Okay. Any questions? Okay, I'm going to check. Kasi konti pa lang, no? I'm going to check individually your web page by next week. Okay. And you can visit mine, no? Okay, jraheralde@w3spaces.com. And then, okay, you can view the code. Okay, so, no? You can right click and then, translate. You can view page source. That's the code that you have there, okay? Very simple codes. No, these are not very complicated codes. Okay. I'm going to decorate this sometime, no? Lagyan ko ng maybe my picture, whatever I like, no? You can remove this, okay? You can remove all this. I'll try to remove this myself. No, the important part is the menu here. So if for your case, you try my JavaScript assignments. There should be 4 assignments here, no? Any questions so far? No, so I've changed the to So who's the newcomer? Anyway, who's Aguelo? Angeles? Angeles, nandito no? Anyo? Aranyas. Areza. Maraming absent. Serbo. Insigne. Iwata. Raplasan. Masias. Manansala. Paraiso. Recto. Raro is here. Okay. So any questions? Okay. So I think that's enough for now, no? And then next meeting, I will introduce a new topic. Okay. What's the new topic? We'll have to be fast with this, no? We have the alert. We'll just review this, no? We'll start with JavaScript data types and variables. Okay, this. We'll review the JavaScript functions. The label for, no? Linking to other pages, this is the ahref tag. Okay. Conditional statements. Okay. I hope we'll be able to finish in less than 2 weeks. Okay. If we'll do then, kasi 26 na yun, hindi pa rin, no? Kasi 21. And then we'll have 26, 28. So wala talaga, no? Maybe we'll have a few days off before the test, no? Okay. Today is the 19th, so we'll discuss if then else statements here, and then we'll discuss looping. I'll show you grade computation. Okay. And so on, and then, yeah. So any questions so far? No, please create your website, no? You cannot do away with that because that will be part of your grade and you will not be able to take the summative test. Okay. So we'll end up early today. No new topic. We'll start with a new topic next meeting. Any questions? Okay. So ito, tapos na tayo. Meron na tayo. Writing functions, no? So, that's how you start writing functions. So if you have no questions, we might as well dismiss. No? Thanks everyone for coming. Okay. I'll upload the recording anyway now. Okay. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
See you on Thursday, okay?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you,
Bye-bye,
sir.
sir.
Bye everyone. See you on Thursday. No?
Thank you, sir.